Buckleberry ferry. Follow me.
All right, we're playing the game of Buckleberry Ferry. The goal is for Frodo to get to the ferry and escape, while my Nazgul wait and hunt in the forest. Sentry rules continue to apply. Because Good won last round, that means that the hobbits get to start a little closer to the middle. The game soon begins. Because I won complete control of this unit, he is going to make a beeline for the bushes. All right?
That's not good.
Then for where he thinks some hobbitses may be. Pausing.
So this fella in the middle, I get to control him for a half move, and I want him as far from Frodo as possible. So he's going to check out over there.
That is a good bush. This one I don't have complete control, but he's going to do something different.
He's not going right for them. Sensing that there is some danger coming, our favorite hobbit rapscallions are going to take their 4-inch move and run into the nearby woods in the hopes of not getting caught. Sam and Frodo, oblivious to the trap in front of them, 3 inches, and so they are going to rush around this tree and spy Nazgul.
Turn 1 map assessment. The Nazgul are making odd movements. One is beelining straight for the Tooks. Another seems to be moving back, setting up maybe a more sure ambush. And one is checking out a tree.
It's a nice tree.
Where could this possibly go? Good has won. How are you going to move your 2 hobbitses?
Well, I think we're going to have them try to get behind this bush here. In the hopes of maybe making a dash around at a later point. But that banks on me getting control of that guy and getting him out of position.
Yes. Party gamble. And 2 hobbits.
So, in the spirit of running away from things, our 2 hobbitses here are going to just barely be able to cross most of this platform. Trees.
Ducking away from the Nazgul chasing them. Control has been given over to Good.
This Nazgul still thinks, just like last time, he is convinced, maybe they're in the bushes. So, I don't know. The metal models really do not want to stay up. God, that's ridiculous.
He's there. All right. This one, who I have complete control, well, not complete, but enough control over, is going to move to intercept the hobbits. This last one I have control over is going to move back.
They really do not want to stay up.
It's not looking super great for Merry and Pippin, having 2 Nazgul on either side and kind of running towards a third. Frodo and Sam seem to be in better straits.
So they still have a long way to go to get to the other side.
Yes. What will happen next?
Frodo and Sam, with priority, are going to begin once more sneaking through, going from cover to cover as best they can. Merry and Pippin, meanwhile, in quite a precarious situation, are going to try to break line of sight and rush to the other side of this large tree. That's enough to reach, just barely. Not quite out of danger, of course, but I think it's a little better off than where they were. So this Nazgul once more has failed his sentry roll, which means I'm having him investigate these bushes for a little while longer.
This Nazgul has a beeline. And
Dun, 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 dun,
he is
dun,
within
dun,
3 inches
dun, dun, dun,
of Mary. The alarm will sound at the turn's end.
The Nazgul that I have will now make a strange action. It will not head towards the hobbits, but towards the ferry. As we can plainly see, the hobbits have been forced into a crushed area in my pincer maneuver. What will happen next?
Although they started out separate, the hobbits have come together, kind of pincered. They've been spotted, and one Nazgul is sitting at Buckleberry Ferry.
So, the jig is up. The Nazgul know we're here. It's time to make a mad dash. So we're going to start. Our little hobbit friend here is going to dash just outside of his control zone. Same deal here. Taking a rush out. Now, Frodo and Sam are going to do something a little different. So they're also, going straight for it. They're actually not going straight for the ferry because they saw that Nazgul heading there.
Mm-hmm.
They might have a trick up their sleeve, but it might also kill them. We'll see.
Interesting.
This Nazgul, hearing the screech of its ally, is going to rush towards him in order to lend assistance. While this one, since he's in distance, will charge Merry and Pippin.
My final Nazgul will take a horrifying action. He's going to take the ferry.
So, while Merry lost the fight technically, and must flee an inch, the ring wraith has used its last point of will, and thus is banished to that bush over there. Yeah, you know the one.
Assessment of the map. The Nazgul have taken the ferry. Sam and Frodo are out in the open. Merry and Pippin had a very close encounter. Another Nazgul is coming up behind them.
So, with priority, Sam and Frodo are going to move their 4 inches and kind of waddle their way up to the house. Meanwhile, Merry and Pippin are going to attempt to be once more a fun distraction for the Dark Lord and his minions.
Using his skill, the Nazgul beaches Buckleberry Ferry on the other side of the river.
Oh no, Frodo!
This time coming for Meriadoc. This Nazgul is approaching quickly on the butts of the hobbits. The Nazgul have just taken away their main mode of transportation, with another coming in right at their butt.
All right, so Merry and Pippin are going to scurry their little butts towards where the ferry was. Sam and Frodo, on the other hand, are not. Frodo, sensing danger, is actually going to start running around the house, taking Sam with him.
This one, not caring about Merry and Pippin, was going to make a beeline for the Ringbearer.
Dun dun dun.
At the same time, this one is going to go and move to head off the Ringbearer.
Dun 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 dun.
My pincer move. The Ringbearer has been caught in a pincer move technique. His main mode of transportation was taken away. What will they do next?
So, with priority once more, Frodo and Sam are going to continue, try to reach the water's edge. So, Merry has passed his courage roll and will charge the Nazgul. For Frodo!
In the Shire.
Actually move up and get ready to attack as well. Not this turn, but he's moving.
The Nazgul will move up to a position ready for Frodo. Merry was brave, but against the Nazgul, he was pushed back. Uninjured, but pushed back. Will Peregrine Took be the new hero? Now we have a Nazgul waiting for 2 hobbits. And another Nazgul already engaged with 2 hobbits. Grim stuff.
My Nazgul will remain on mission and head straight for the Ringbearer. Going to catch him at the river's edge.
His watch remains ever vigilant. All right, so our 2 hobbitses are unfortunately not going to be fast enough to actually catch up. They are really trying to help out Frodo here. Speaking of Frodo, right here, having heard the cry of the Nazgul, Frodo going to move up to the bank. Sam, move up. You'll notice that those are both only 3-inch moves because they're about to jump in the water.
Oh my.
All right, step 1, I want to look at jumping. So, after some dice rolls, Frodo attempted to leap across, but rolled a 1 and immediately tripped and fell and is knocked prone. Sam managed to jump somewhat into the river, but due to the cry of the Nazgul, failed his courage test and ended up swimming right back to the safety of the bank. Safety?
I have managed to trap the hobbits in a very dire situation with a prone Frodo, a Nazgul on their heels, and one waiting at the end of the bank. Maybe they'll be able to jump over a lot better now that the Nazgul cry is ended. My last Nazgul, seeing them fail in their attempt, brave though it be, is going to get closer to them to attack next round and also to escape the midgets chasing him from behind. He is, again, just waiting for them to come across. Any minute now. Come on. Man, Sam looks so freaking intense and ready to go.
So, Merry and Pippin are going to continue their mad dash, catching up to the Nazgul ever so slowly, fast as their tiny hobbit feet let them. Alright, now,
Desperate times.
All right, Frodo has to use 2 of his 4 inches of movement to stand up. And rather than jumping, I'm going to have them wade into the river this time.
Balance.
So, Frodo has passed his courage test and can move half of his movement. He's waded into the river.
Okay.
And Sam, well, Frodo's going alone and Sam's going with him. But unfortunately, Sam can't swim.
You can't swim!
He managed to get in, but rolled a 1 and is once again drowning. Now, unfortunately... Oh no, he has a point of might left. I'm going to spend his last point of might. Sam has summoned the last of his might to not drown this turn. It is not looking good for the Ringbearer and his compatriots.
All right. My Nazgul will move here and wait for Frodo and Sam to return to the bank, catching you in a pincer. Also, since he is within 1 inch of Sam, Sam takes negatives.
This is the current map. I'm getting close, but I have 2 hobbits on my butt. Not appreciated. All right. The Nazgul are pretty much going to just be on the deck waiting. He'll just move a little bit to be out of their range in case these guys end up on the shore. Again.
All right, so Merry and Pippin, they're going to dash right on through, trying to stay a good distance away from the Nazgul, if they can. Frodo and Sam, meanwhile, will need to do more courage tests and swim tests to see what happens.
Yep, or the river will take them.
Sam has spent both of his fate points in order to not die on his 3rd one in a row for his swim tests.
He literally cannot swim.
You can't swim!
Frodo, on the other hand, has passed his courage and swim tests for a half move. Gonna swim, and I'm pretending that's the direction of the water.
Makes sense. What about Sam?
Well, he can't move because he rolled a 1 and technically should be dead.
This is the situation. Frodo's not in great straits. Sam in worse. Merry and Pippin are trying to help. Stealing Buckleberry Ferry was an excellent strat.
So, Frodo and Sam both passed their courage tests. Frodo only managed a half move, but that's just enough to get him to the shore. Unfortunately, the Nazgul is lurking nearby. Sam, on the other hand, having summoned all of his might, manages a mighty dog paddle of 4 inches. In fact, Sam's going to take another courage test.
A swimming charge.
Or swart.
Upon declaring a charge against the Nazgul, Sam has unfortunately kept himself in the water due to failing bravery.
Yeah. Pippin has passed his courage test to charge the Nazgul. Unfortunately, Merry is quaking in his little hobbit boots.
This Nazgul, thief of the Buckleberry Ferry, is going to attack Frodo.
No shit.
All right, Pippin has engaged the Nazgul and actually managed to drive it back, but yet it still is strong. The other has fought against Frodo, and with cunning and bravery, Frodo has tabletopped it into the river, disapparating it. The tides have turned in Frodo's favor somewhat. He has a clear shot to the end. My Nazgul has no way of getting to him.
But the Nazgul may yet injure the hobbits in retaliation.
Indeed. My Nazgul will charge Pippin as punishment.
All right. So, Mary is going to attempt a courageous charge in order to save his best friend. Having passed his courage roll, he's going to barely be able to get into melee range. Sam, meanwhile, passed his courage test, but only managed a half movement. He's going to attempt to reach Mr. Frodo, but he may yet drown. Mr. Frodo, meanwhile, is going to use his 4 inches of movement to simply end the game. However, we do need to resolve the fight phase first.
Although the Nazgul did not wound, he pushed both of them back from him. Sensing that Frodo was already on the other side, the Nazguls disappear into the darkness to catch him on the other side of the Brandywine Bridge.
I guess just ask me questions.
So what'd you think of this game?
So this one was... Honestly, I did not think I'd make it. The move to steal the ferry was actually kind of genius. I didn't even think about that when I was deploying at first. So my initial deployment with the Merry and Pippin out to the side, like I usually try to do to distract Jack, it turns out Jack knows that that's what I'm doing and won't fall for it. So I may have to revise those tactics in future games. I feel like the alarm got raised a lot easier on this map despite the denser forest. I think that's because Jack had... Evil had the... they were between me and my goal, whereas last time they were kind of already pincering in, but from much further away. Here, he was able to set up kind of a trap on the board already. So, I enjoyed this game. 10 out of 10 would never play again. I'm joking, it is pretty fun.
Who was the Fool of a Took?
I think Fool of a Took is going to be Sam this time, honestly. He was with Mr. Frodo the whole time, but he rolled 3 1s for his swim tests in a row. He burned all of his might and all of his fate just trying to stay afloat. Frodo, meanwhile, was able to just get out of there. So, Frodo even tabletoped that Nazgul. So, I'm going to say that Sam is the Fool of a Took, funnily enough.
And is Frodo the bravest companion?
I don't know if Frodo technically qualifies for bravest companion, given he's the Ringbearer. But yes, I would say either Frodo or maybe Pippin for those charges he made at the end. Pippin, throughout this whole campaign so far, has kind of been my MVP for charging at people and surviving. First with the dogs, and then last map with the Nazgul and Gilder. He was the one who was kind of running away and getting in trouble. So, funnily enough, I'm swapping Bravest and Fool of a Took. The Took is the bravest, and Sam is the Fool.
Due to some issues with the audio upon first recording, I will just state my current thoughts regarding this game. Firstly, I thought that this new map was more in the Nazgul's favor, since they essentially had a line between them and the exit. So the hobbits would have to engage the Nazgul or get closer to a Nazgul line of sight. As far as who was my bravest companion, I'm going to have to give it to my Nazgul who took Buckleberry Ferry. Now, that was a key aspect in the game's rules. It says any model can move the ferry. So, my first instinct was to put a Nazgul on it and take it away from them, forcing hobbits who are not good swimmers to engage me in a different manner. It's amazing that Frodo managed to succeed, but that's the testament of the roles. Overall, I really enjoyed this game.